And we're back.
We're back.
And we're here. Hey guys, and welcome to Sidejag, the movie, the show, the channel, whatever this is, where we talk about movies, guy stuff, girl stuff, whoever we have. Today we don't have a guest. It happens. We're back fresh from a week off. And tonight, well, we got a movie to talk about. And it wasn't the movie I had thought. This is what happens when you take a week off in the mountains and your head just becomes like, and the last thing, he picked the movie Demolition Man for us. He added it to the list, which I forgot about. Grandma's Boy is actually, and Haley texted me. Haley calls me tonight on my way home and says, "Hey, what movie did you think you were supposed to watch?" And I was like, immediately I knew I was in trouble. So I was like, crap. And I was like, no problem. I'll watch it while I was running. So literally tonight while I was running, I had the movie playing so I could listen to it. And I've already seen them. I found I was like, I've seen this movie. I've seen this movie. So it was cool because it made me laugh. And that's Grandma's Boy, which was great, which we'll get to in a little bit. But how have you been?
I've been great. And I love the way you say grandma's, because that betrays your Florida heritage and lets me know you're directly from Ohio.
I'm from Michigan, man.
Close enough. It's the same thing. Yeah, you guys are all the same. You guys all look the same to me. Michigan, Ohio.
Yeah, all pasty white people. All pasty white people that think we're better than everyone else because we don't go, hey, y'all.
Yeah.
We don't too.
And then we secretly do the opposite. We think we're better than you because we do.
Of course.
So,
yeah. We have swagger. We invented the word because we couldn't say the right word.
Right. You go, oh, sweetie, or, something like that. That's how the women do it. Bless your heart.
Bless your heart, sweetie. Oh, you're so nice. I like them shoes you're wearing.
Right.
Do them hurt your toes?
Them fancy shoes.
Another episode of Men on Film. Sounds like a Duran Duran song.
3 snaps in a Z formation. It's Saturday Night Live, I think. Or the other one.
All I know is that I didn't get a chance to run on vacation just because of how crazy the schedule was. And I was really disappointed because where our cabin was in the mountains was a roller coaster to get there. And I kid you not, it was like ride the brakes the whole time or run the there you go, in living color. Yep. It was like doing this and then doing this. And like the house we stayed at, the driveway was like this and came and you parked right in front of the door. And the only part of the house that was touching anything was the door. It was built on a cliff like this.
Yeah.
So, it's like this was a house. And one night we're out and we decided to grill one night and I'm outside grilling and it's just doing its thing. And so I'm on my phone, trolling. And I hear something. And I don't know like how in the woods you live, but like here, well, I'm not in the woods. I'm in the suburbs of Florida. There's the only noise you hear in this area is in the middle of the day. You hear those stupid bugs that just go in the trees.
And then maybe they stop. Crackhead.
No crackheads in this neighborhood. Too many cops.
Thank God.
Too many cops live here. This is where the sheriffs all live. Anyways, when you're out in the woods, those goddamn tree frogs are so fucking loud. Oh my God, we already got demonetized. They are so loud. Oh my God. I'm like, it's just like, You're like, how do people live out here?
We get assaulted with tree frogs, locusts, and owls. Big, huge owls. I'm talking like owls you've never seen this big in your life.
I have an owl story. Naturally, right? Steve,
right.
Of course, got an owl story.
Story.
Anyway, so I'm sitting there and I'm like, doing doing this, and I hear something, and I'm like, now keep in mind where the balcony is and the ground is like 25 feet ish.
Yeah.
And I hear something like, what the heck is that? So I go up to the balcony and I look down, like straight down. I see this giant black mass. I'm like, I don't remember that being there. And I'm just kind of looking at it and it moves. I'm like, oh shit.
It's a bear?
It's a big bear.
Oh,
now,
God.
the girls inside playing pool, and they've been dying to see a bear. So I go, typical Dean, walk in, say, hey, guys, there's a bear outside underneath the balcony. What? What? Pool chicks go down, balls go flying. They come running out there, and they're like, oh, my gosh. As it's walking, it's, I'm a bear. So anyways, back to the running thing. Sue sends me a text before we leave, and she says, they say runners should carry mace. I go, for what? And she goes, if in case a bear comes. I'm like, it's a bear. Yeah. She goes, I'm a runner. I'm going to outrun that fucking bear. Okay? Because for one thing, it's a bear. I don't have time, because I've been jumped on by dogs and shit like that, where it's like, you don't have time to go, no, dude, your heart is like, what the? And you're just like, I've jumped 10 feet across a road before as a giant, German shepherd that I didn't see in the dark. It's like, and you're like, and your heart is going like, and you're like, because you're already, at maximum heart rate anyway. So, you're just, at that point, you're going to die anyways. So, and the first thing that comes to my mind is run in a zigzag pattern,
Like,
that was the longest setup ever for that joke.
Your first thought is like, Dean's like, I'm going to do the exact opposite of what I should do if I see a bear. I'm going to take off running, because that bear's like, oh, a meal. They only run 35 miles an hour. I mean, what's the big deal?
I don't know. I don't see these things running 35 miles an hour, but either way, dude, I'm going to get my best mile that day.
They are fast.
Yeah. Either way, I was like, I'll just run. And I think I literally texted her back, I'll just run in a zigzag pattern.
Right.
Kissy face.
That's how you do it, man. It's zigzag.
Needless to say, she bought a thing of mace that I never got to use. So
well, really it did not work on Game of Thrones, remember?
No.
When Jon Snow's brother ran zigzag.
Yeah. Hey, trust me, I would have probably froze.
Right.
If I don't move, it can't see me. I've heard that on a cartoon.
That's the best thing to do if you actually come upon a bear.
I'll be like slowly backwards.
Right, exactly.
Wow, the poop runs down my leg.
Slither for sure.
And in the same note, naturally, the Big Owl. So I'm running. It's night. Daylight savings time. I have to run in the nighttime. So I have this Iron Man light that I wear. Yeah. It shines it so more so people can see me. It really doesn't help me see shit. And dude, out of nowhere, this fucking winged demon from hell swoops down in the middle of the road to pick up a frog or something, and he's only like 10 feet away from me. Scares the shit out of me, and you don't even hear it, because it's like it's like a Prius coming up to you in a parking lot. You're just like, let the last second the motor turns on, you're like, oh Jesus, really, dude, buy a real car, asshole. Princess.
Someone that's never seen like a bald eagle, an American bald eagle, attack something.
Oh, dude.
Next closest thing is like an owl, because the owls they're freaking vicious. Vultures don't even do it like that.
No, dude. And there again, bald eagle. We have lots of those around here. We're coming up to our house, and this female bald eagle, I know it's a female because the females are bigger and they're meaner. And there was a dead something in the middle of the road, and this thing just came down, with this like 10-foot wingspan, and just like, I'm gonna eat this, and you're like, holy shit, that's a bald eagle, slam on the brakes. And you're like, what the frick?
Bald eagles are freaking huge too.
Yeah, but for that one, I'm in the front seat with a normal heart rate going, oh, that was cool. The other one, awesome. I'm over there going and I'm not stopping, because I don't want it to turn around and think that it missed it, and come, like, oh, I'm gonna get this white guy.
He looks like a snack.
Yeah.
He's there looking like a snack right now. Loki. Did you finish?
Okay. So you watched them all, right?
I'm done. I've completed them.
All right. You tell me what you think first.
About the
any part.
Series.
Anything you feel you want to get off your chest.
It was okay. I wished for more, but I always do when it's coming out of Marvel or Star Wars or anything like that.
All right, well, we got three shows right now: WandaVision, Falcon Winter Soldier, and Loki. So
where does it rank in there?
Where does it rank in those? Like for me, WandaVision was like the most annoying out of them all. Yeah. But I like the scene she wasn't in. Like what was going on in the camp to me was the coolest part of WandaVision. So up until I saw this, I still think Falcon Winter Soldier was the best.
Yeah.
My personal opinion, but I really liked Loki.
I'm
how do you
almost
feel?
reversed. I'm almost Falcon and Winter Soldier I like them all.
Yes. Oh, no doubt.
But I would rank Falcon and Winter Soldier 3. Loki probably a close second to WandaVision.
You thought Wanda was the best?
Yeah, I thought
Wanda had the biggest story.
Right. It had the most story, and the final boss guy who plays, I'm sure, a bigger role in the MCU was just kind of he let me down.
Yeah, I was reading that. It says, "Leave me alone. I licked the room."
What?
It says Dean was like, "Leave me alone. I licked the rim." That's good. That's good. Deviant, always hitting it, man. Always hitting out of the park. So what did you? All right. Before I interrupted you, so what was your thought on Loki? I mean, what was the thing that
I actually liked? I liked Loki.
Okay.
The story was convoluted.
Yes.
And they're just I felt like they're just trying to fill space until the MCU movies come back out. Black Widow starting the new cycle. And
Did you watch that yet?
No, I haven't, but I want to go see it this weekend. Have you watched it?
I'm gonna run it. We'll probably run it this weekend.
Well, we could just do that for next week.
Yeah, that's that. Okay, let's do that for next week then, because it's just us anyways. So we'll do that next week. Cool. All right, we solved that. All right. So, what did you think about the ending
with the guy?
So yeah, that whole like Matrix ending that they had. You know, it wasn't obviously as confusing as the Matrix, where it's like, wait, what? Wait, has this happened 6 times? Wait, what? You know, quid pro quo, blah blah blah.
And he ends up in another. He's in another time, another universe or whatever when he comes back.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of figured that's where it was going to go.
Yeah.
And you know, there was that moment there where you thought that you were like, man, it'd be really cool if the two of them could figure that out, because you always want that cool happy ending, you know, picket fence type thing, but you knew you just couldn't do that. Like, they're both Lokis.
Yeah.
So, you know, you just can't trust yourself. And even though he wanted to, my thing is this the Loki that we saw moving forward throughout the timeline? So is he the Loki from Ragnarok? Like, are they squeezing? Are they gonna? Because like the Loki we got in Ragnarok was a different Loki than what we had seen before. So are they building this character up for him that he's still Loki, but he's a little bit like crap, and then he comes through and he helps save the day. So and he's gonna to die.
He's gonna be a future, like, sacrifice himself in the MCU at some point.
Yeah. I mean, well, he's already dead technically in the timeline because Thanos kills him, and he knows Thanos kills him. So when he dies then and he says, "I'll see you later, brother," or whatever that line was, was that written like that because even though we didn't know at the time, he clearly knew it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right, yeah.
Because they weave these together so well. Somebody had to know that the Loki show was going to be doing this. So even though we killed him here, he's not really dead. And we kind of got a precursor to that when the cartoon version of Loki was like, yeah, I made this whole thing where Thanos thought he killed me and all this other crap, and because I was that good, you know, and he creates the whole Asgard thing, and you're like, is that the cue Loki takes to where Thanos thinks he killed him, but he actually didn't. He force projected himself, as it were, and died there. So
that could be that was the classic. I watch all movies and TV shows with subtitles because my wife got the hearing aid, so I'm just used to it. And they call him classic Loki. Did you notice that?
Yeah. That's what he looked like.
Yeah, that's exactly what he is. And that, you know, talking about them, that was one of my favorite parts, the Lokis. The child Loki, alligator Loki. I was like, all right, this is like, I like this. This is nonsense for nonsense reasons.
Yeah.
And you guys know me. I love nonsense for nonsense.
And I love the little nod to Harry Potter when he shows up in that car to save her.
Yeah,
I'm like, when I see him coming, I go, is this Harry Potter? This looks like Harry Potter.
exactly like Harry Potter.
It's like Harry Potter. What the? Okay, I'll go with it. I'm cool. I liked it in Harry Potter. I'm sure I'll like it here because I thought he did a great role, which I can't think of his name right now, playing, the busted nose guy, playing that character.
Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson was, I thought he did a great job.
He did.
Playing, and he usually does a pretty good job, and they probably wrote that part specifically for him, and he just knocked it out of the park. So it was oh, that was so cool.
That, like, the acting and stuff was top notch.
Oh yeah,
you know, like all of the key players were really good, really well acted, and I wanted more out of it. I wanted it to be more than what it was.
Just a setup for Doctor Strange. Yeah. Whatever,
and that could just totally be my expectations versus what the show was meant to be.
The thing is that show was supposed to come out before WandaVision, so we kind of got to see them in the wrong order because of COVID. So it would have been a different. There again, the timeline got screwed up. It would have been neat to see it how they'd actually planned it and let the Lego pieces fall together a little better as opposed to what we just got, which was content. So I feel at some point in time they're going to rearrange the timeline, so to speak, and say, listen, I know you guys watched them this way, but think of them, this is how this actually happened. Not right now, but the closer it gets to where it actually is going to matter, they'll say, all right, so you've all seen these. This is how they were, kind of like the Fast and Furious did, where it was like Tokyo Drift. No.
That's like the way.
Yeah. Tokyo Drift isn't 3; it's actually 7 or whatever the fuck it was. It's 5, and you're like, wait, huh? What? Yeah, Han doesn't exist yet. We're gonna go back here and we're gonna create the Han character so that when you watch Tokyo Drift in the right order, you'll be like, oh, I really like this character. Oh man, he dies. No, but oh man, he dies.
He died twice.
I haven't seen the second one, man, or the newest one. I haven't seen 9.
It was like in 7 or something. He's died twice in this series.
I
mean, it's all nonsense. So what's it really matter? But yeah, I enjoyed Loki. I enjoyed watching it every week, like getting caught up on it. So I will say that I like the show. Yeah,
no, I've been, and of course, I'm still watching Bad Batch, which I've really enjoyed.
You gave me the suggestion of Warrior. That show is so badass.
Yes,
dude. I like it. I just got to the part where they got Hong, the fresh off the boat guy from China.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and like,
the third character.
Yeah, like, dude, Hong's a badass.
with his necklace and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's gay as a $3 bill.
Yeah,
I have no problem with.
He's like, are you going to tell anybody? He's like, dude, you're a Chinaman in San Francisco. You've got bigger problems than this.
Dude. Oh, and he straight badass.
Yeah.
So the best one. So sadly, the best one that you're almost there to. So you got a couple coming up that are awesome. They're going to go to Texas.
Oh.
And the Texas episodes are awesome. That whole side jag they do Texas.
Yeah.
Pretty freaking cool. It's kind of like that one episode they did where they went off to get the body that ended up being filled with money or whatever it was, or drugs or whatever. I don't remember.
That was like the Tango and Cash episode or whatever.
Yeah, that one was cool. You know, and when I was talking about the change between English and Chinese, when he goes to the Chinese, you're like, fuck you, asshole. Like, wait a minute, he just talked perfect English. Why is he like, what? Oh, white guy talking. Yeah. But
I like you're supposed to not like Young June, but I like Young June.
Okay, which one's
the boss's son?
Oh, why not? He's awesome.
Yeah,
I love that guy.
I know.
Oh no, you're not. Yeah,
you're not supposed to like that guy, but I like him.
But no, I see. I didn't get that impression. I like him. I think his character he's the douchebag that just is the douchebag, but there's no reason why you can't like him.
He's also He's also like kind of lovable.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
And murderous. But yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Like when that first fight scene drops, where it's like
And he just pulls out the knives and like,
and you're like, wait, where did those come from?
Yeah, I know. Like,
because you kind of looked at him and you're like, that's the one guy that's gonna get his butt kicked, and then it's like,
right.
oh no, oh my god, no,
this dude's a savage. And then when Hong comes in and he's like, no, I want to see how he does, and he destroys them guys. He's like, yeah, I told you he was crazy. He's like, we can work with crazy.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt. Well, okay, so he loses the fight.
Dude. And he's out
kicked,
of it. Yeah.
And they kick him out, so he goes and just says, screw this, I'm gonna do this crap. And you're like, okay, I can see where that storyline goes.
Yeah.
And that was cool. And then when he got in the fight, and have you seen the refinery? The refinery fight's already happened, where the white girl, and they get the first fight between the Irishman and him, and it's like, that's the season finale of season 2, by the way. That's what you got coming up. What you knew you had coming up.
Yeah.
But what
that was unsettled business.
Yeah. And that's coming. So that is the last episode of the season. But before that, you get Enter the Dragon.
Ooh.
Okay. And it is called Enter the Dragon for a reason. And like, that is the only episode you're going to watch and go, I want to rewatch that because shit.
It's so good. My wife is watching it with me. That says something about because she's not into this stuff at all, but she likes it.
Yeah. No, it's an amazing show. And like, I got Fernando into it. I was like, hey man, you got to watch this. And he's like, no, man. I'm like, trust me, you have to watch Warriors and you'll be like, holy shit. So,
and I don't like period piece stuff very often, but this show is just killer, man. I like it.
Yeah. So that episode is when everything flips and he ends up with a pair of nunchucks.
Oh,
okay. And I can tell you,
because he's not really a true hatchet man. He's a fist fighter.
Yeah,
he's glad he watched Grandma's Boy.
Don't worry, we're getting to Grandma's Boy.
We get to Grandma's Boy.
We're getting to Grandma's Boy. I'm only 20 minutes in. Slow it down. Right. I trust me. I didn't force myself, but we got to get through the cool stuff first. All right. So enough of Warriors. There's another movie that's on Netflix that just dropped too, that for some reason I couldn't get to play on my Apple TV, which totally threw me off. It's Gunpowder and Milkshakes.
I never heard of it.
It just came out, I think, last week. It's a movie like Ava or Anna or Peppermint, where you have a female character that is awesome, which to me is honestly, it's my favorite genre of action movie right now. Like, I'll watch those movies all the time. I just love watching that strong female character that can just kick everybody's ass. And this movie is like, oh wow, just get a comfortable chair, sit back.
You already watched it?
Oh hell yes, man. I couldn't get it to watch on Apple TV. So we got home Saturday. I couldn't get it on Apple TV, and I was like, God damn it. And so I waited the next day, Sunday, refreshed the Apple TV, updated it, still didn't work. So Monday I got home and I was like, I tried it again. It still didn't work. I'm like, what the heck? Why is this not working? It'll work on the phone, it'll work on a laptop. So I said, screw it. I sat in the chair. They were watching something, I was editing something, and I watched it on the laptop, which I never watch a movie on the laptop. But I sat, dude, I'm lonely. I'm sitting there like this on my laptop watching it. It is such a cool movie. Oh my gosh. Like, just watch the trailer for it and you'll be like, yeah, I'm in. Yeah,
I might check it out for sure.
Yeah,
side jag to that side jag.
Yeah.
Like, we got our Apple stuff, our iPads, our Mac minis and all this. We're so cool. And then the stupid ass Apple TV, you go to watch something. And it has done this to me a million times. It's like, why am I still doing this? It's, sometimes I just got to watch it on the freaking Roku TV. And it works every time.
Yeah.
So,
Peppermint, if you haven't seen Peppermint, that's a really nice movie too. That has the former Ben Affleck / Electra, the girl that played Electra. What's in your wallet, girl? That's an awesome dude. If you haven't seen that, you have to watch that, because that movie they took seriously. That movie was a serious, like, they killed her they killed her family, and
Right.
she disappeared and went how to be learned to kind of like American Assassin or whatever it was, where like they killed his girlfriend and all those people on the beach, and then he had to go learn how to be a cool, like, I'm gonna kill you dude.
Yeah.
And she did the same thing. So it's American Assassin before American Assassin come out, but with a girl as the role, and it's like, let's watch that again. Yeah, I don't know why those things just kill me. But Grandma's Boy.
Just start out with your assessment. Where does it land on the scale of?
Okay, listen, I've watched this movie before and it made me laugh, and I watched it this time and it made me laugh. To me, it's, if you want to laugh and you're into stoner movies, it's like stoner guy moves in with Golden Girls.
Yeah.
With a hint of The Matrix.
And yeah, yes. It's probably the funniest part.
It is. So it is. It's just a funny movie.
It's not serious business. It's not serious business like Reverse Polarity.
No,
it's 100%. for fun.
Yeah, and Jennifer Gardner. Thank you, Jennifer Gardner is in Peppermint. Thank you so much, Dave. I knew someone would put it up there for me. No, so this movie it's not uncomfortable humor, which I don't like uncomfortable humor, like with the whole little dude, your bed's a car. My sister thinks I should get an alarm.
Yeah, my roommates are gonna get me rents for Christmas. They're thinking about getting me a CB radio so I can talk to other car beds.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, I knew you. I was like, I should remember that. And I go, no, he'll remember that. I don't need to worry about what he's gonna say.
Dude,
so
I only watched half of it because I wanted to sneak in Demolition Man, but I know this movie, so there's no worries. We got plenty of that.
Oh no. So it's all the Happy Gilmore crew. So it's everyone that Adam Sandler employs, minus Adam Sandler, all in there. And yeah, I mean dude, why are you putting up your Christmas tree? Oh, hey man, you made it just in time. I put up my Christmas tree. It's July. Really? And why are you naked?
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. You know, it's like, come on in. They immediately go down to the basement.
Right.
Oh, this is my place of business,
where else
bro.
would you go?
Yeah, it's like you have a whole house. Let's go down to the basement. I'm getting a lion, bro. Yeah. And I love how you know, it's like, dude, we were walking and there was the lion up in the tree. Who would bring the lion into town? Hey, my girlfriend and I saw you on the news the other night. You mean that brown thing you put on your brown fuzzy thing you put on your penis?
Freaking, you know? like just Dante, without even summing up the story, Dante himself, when he goes home at the end and he's like, I'll die for this shit. Whenever they're smoking the Frankenstein weed or whatever, and they get the monkey. And then he had the, like, this movie is definitely not 2021 friendly. Because at the opening scene when there's like Dr. Chocla, and he's like, "See you later, Dr. Chocla," and he's just that's not gonna fly in 2021.
Dude, I mean, but that's the sad thing is that no movie is gonna fly in 2021. Right. I mean, and what I liked about this, and this is the difference between like an Adam Sandler backed movie and whatever that karate horror story was that you made me watch. You know, Adam, I feel like Adam Sandler as an executive producer was like, no. Okay. No. Okay. Because and there again, all the guys in that are good comedic actors. It had the cast is just a who's who of Saturday Night Live or friends with Adam Sandler. So I mean, it was done really well. It was done really well back then, and the humor is probably more prevalent now. Like is easier to get now because like the whole change in weed between where it was because when this movie was filmed, weed was illegal everywhere, you know. But where the world is now is like weed ain't illegal in a lot of these places. So I mean, this could be a basement in Colorado somewhere where it's like, bro, we got the Frankenstein, the funky monkey, the chunky monkey, the zombie, the antler shit. Put it all together. I'm gonna record this stuff for posterity, bro. You know,
I'll die for this shit.
I got you a present.
Who's your favorite character out of all of them?
I really didn't have a favorite, but what I was gonna ask you. Okay, did you have a favorite character?
I liked I forget his name in the movie, but car bed guy. What's his name?
Exactly. The car bed guy. I don't know.
Is
Someone will
Nick
tell us in the comments.
Swartzen.
Yeah. So yeah, car bed guy is definitely you know he was the best, but in mine has to play off a car bed guy. Okay, so the golden girl that he banged,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
which
Who
is
wants to hear about my STD from the Charlie Chapman era? She's
yeah.
I
screw her name. The show she was on that I was like I knew it every minute until we hit record. You know the family show.
was she Mrs. She was Mrs.
Yes, she was the mom.
Yeah. Oh, dude, somebody, you guys help us. Like we're dying up here.
But
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. So, but my question is, like him, going back to that, would you bang her?
I mean, you'd have to, right?
I mean, I would think so. Yes.
Yeah,
I think you. I don't even think it's a question.
We can put it out to the chat, but
Partridge Family. She was the Partridge Family mom.
Partridge Family, right?
Yes, Partridge Family. I knew it'd pop in there. You guys suck. Come on, man. In the comments, help us out. What the hell? So I mean, I feel you'd have to because I mean,
yeah, I mean,
like
you just got.
Yeah. I grew up watching her, you know, because I always watched the Partridge Family and all that. Scott really got into this movie. We should, He takes his homework assignment seriously. Good for you, Scott.
That's okay. You can't raise your voice like that when the lion's here. The best Dante one is he's like, monkey, didn't you kick the shit out of that elephant? When they get the elephant at the end.
Dude, I'm getting a monkey now. I'm teaching him karate. Dude, oh no, and talk about not politically correct. Dude, he's really Chinese. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I would love a movie to come out now that someone would say something like that.
Cancel.
But I mean,
day one. Cancel.
Oh yeah, I'd be like, can we just say Asian? You know, you can't say Chinese. You gotta. Can we say Asian?
Well, I didn't get any like. So, what do you think about this line? They're not hookers. They're massage therapists.
No, they're straight hookers.
That, right from the beginning. He's like, yeah, they'll if you pay them money, they'll.
Yeah.
He's like, if you pay them money, they'll have sex with you.
But that was Kevin Nash.
What?
The big guy at the beginning? That was Kevin Nash.
Was it?
That was Kevin Nash.
I didn't realize that was Kevin Nash.
Yeah. So Kevin Nash has had a ton of cameos. Did you know he was in John Wick? So
the first one or one of the other ones?
Yes, the first one. So he was the bodyguard. He was the bouncer standing outside of the Russian club that he goes into. And he walks up to him and he's like, hey, man. He said his name and he goes, he's like, he's Mr. Wick. He goes, how's it going? It's going well. Hey, why don't you take the night off? Thank you, Mr. Wick. Just kind of disappears. I was like, oh, they didn't kill Kevin Nash. I like Kent. NWO, baby. NWO.
Right. I totally did. I mean, you noticed Jonah Hill, right?
Oh, how could you not? Dude, let me tell you what. I was running listening to this movie just to refresh my memory. And I'm like, I'm not watching it because I'm running and it's in my couch. And I'm like, Jonah Hill. All right. Rule number 1, no back-to-back movies with Jonah Hill in them ever again. Because that was like the fat, annoying Jonah Hill as opposed to the fat, older, annoying, drugged out Jonah Hill. It's like, Jesus Christ.
He's like, what? How long has he been going? All night, man. 12 hours straight. You want to milk mommy?
God.
Oh, dude.
I mean, it's definitely a funny movie. It's definitely worth the watch. There's no question about it.
Mr. Cheezel. Did you like Mr. Cheezel?
Which one was Mr. Cheezel?
Kevin Nealon.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
yeah. You're really. He needs to go get his chi in balance. It's like, bro, who do you get your weed from? You.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're like, oh Jesus Christ! Like, could you make it any more like cliche stoner? I
Yeah.
mean,
Well, I also like the Matrix dude. I forget his freaking
oh,
name. I'm thinking about
so
getting metal
here,
legs. He's like just out of the blue.
if you had robot ears, oh
Yeah.
my god,
Yeah. And then the part
you
where
know,
he's in the thing and he talks to me, he's like, "You're so fucking weird." He's like, "How can he see me?" Yeah.
he walks in the room and he does the whole Neo thing, and you're just
Yeah.
like, I mean, that
Yeah.
was cool when he did it, but no. So there's another movie that is one of Haley's favorite movies that has it's the Cinderella story, and it's Lizzie McGuire, whoever that was.
Yeah.
It's a high school teeny bopper movie, and they have to wear masks and put this on, and there's a scene in this show that's literally, I thought it was that guy because they're dance, like a Halloween dance, and the guy's up there and he's like, when he's you're my princess, and what are you
Yeah.
doing? I'm doing the Zion dance, and it's like he's got the same Neo shit going on, and I'm like, is that the same guy? I can't be the same guy. There's like, yeah, but I was like, that's just ridiculous. Oh, Scott's texting me. But yeah, so I was like, it was funny too because Haley told me on my way home, because I thought it was going to be Demolition Man, which of course we can still talk about because Demolition Man is, Taco Bell won the fast food wars.
Right.
Everything is Taco Bell now.
Yeah. And I watched it.
I
didn't get to finish it before it came, but we could talk about it after we wrap this.
It does matter. But she tells me, and I was like, oh crap, she's right. I was like,
I heard you. I was on lunch.
Yeah.
What time did you guys do the live stream? I was like on break or something. Sure. I seen it and I was like, he said Demolition Man. I was like,
yeah.
I wonder if he knows.
It's so I'm in Haley. So Haley texted me. I was like, and I'm driving home, top down, living life, all happy. Right. Like, I got this. I know this movie like the back of my hand. I've seen Demolition Man so many times. And she goes, you're supposed to watch Grandma's Boy. And I go, oh crap. And so there's a stoplight on my way home. There's like a 10-minute stoplight. So I pull my phone, I search for it on Apple TV, and there it is. And I saw the cover and I go, I know this movie. I've seen this. Oh, thank God.
Right. Exactly.
I was like,
wait, it turns out like Haley's the secret backbone of this show.
Of course.
Keeping it lined out.
Yeah. So I said to her last night, because she's like, we should do at some point she said, we should do a podcast. I go, oh yeah, like I got time for that. So I said to her last night, I said, all right, so here's the deal. We could do a podcast, like a half-hour podcast, maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks, something like that. But you got to pick the topic. You got to do all the back end side of it. Like you got to be ready to go, and then we can do it. I said, but otherwise, I don't have the time for it. But we can squeeze in, a half-hour show on the Boring Life podcast. She's like, really? And I was like, yeah. She's like, but then as soon as I told her she's got to do all the work, I was like, she's like, I'm like.
It's like the Family Guy episode where he steps his dog.
For 10 minutes.
For 10 minutes.
Yeah. And you're just like,
what happened? What's happening here?
Dude, I love the Family Guy.
Yeah.
I watched have you watched? Oh, it's America on Netflix. They have a new cartoon. I think it's called like American History or something like that. It's got Abraham Lincoln. It's got Abraham Lincoln and George Washington in the same time frame, and they're like buddies, and they have to fight. Z Nation is back on. Trending now. New releases. My list only on Netflix. Yep. Okay, continue watching. Hold on. Of course, it's not going to be on there. God, it's a cartoon. Why isn't it on here?
I bet I could find it. You said Abraham Lincoln and George Washington together.
Yep. Anyways, it is It's not a kid's cartoon, but Abraham Lincoln gets killed in Ford's Theater, but George Washington is there. Benedict Arnold is the enemy that they have to fight, and there's like, it's freaking
America, the motion picture.
Is that a cartoon?
Yep, that's it. Netflix's animated
satire. That's it, dude.
Yep.
I got about halfway into that on vacation one morning, and I'm like, oh man, we gotta leave.
Right.
I want to watch this. I really don't want to go do whatever it is we have to do. Do I have to go learn about the Titanic? Come on, I want to watch this. But
just so I've watched about phone.
Yeah, I've watched about half of it, and dude, it is freaking hilariously stupid.
I'll have to check it out.
Like, so dumb, but so funny. Yeah, I watched the movie. It was hilarious. Oh yeah, dude, like, I can't even describe how stupidly funny this thing is. And and the funny part is yeah, like, they're hitting all of the, like, oh my god, I can't believe they're making this.
Yeah.
But they're doing it so subtly, you don't even realize. Like, they're in a club. One of the characters is a black guy, and he's an ironsmith, and he's making the bullets to kill the vamp. Anyways, and they're like in a club hanging out, and you just hear like the, you know, they're like talking, and I'm like, what? And the man, the guy from
the show,
no, the guy that plays George Washington is the guy that was with Jamie Foxx in the White House movie where they killed each other, and also She's the Man. Yeah, Manthrob guy. Yeah, that's super sexy. He was also in the Naked Dancing movie.
Yeah. Magic Mike movie.
Yeah.
Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum plays George Washington. So it's like it's pretty cool.
Channing Tatum is a guy that most people should hate, but he's such a cool dude. Like, I genuinely like most of the movies he's in.
So I watched him the other night on Fallon, where they do like the food challenge thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, and they were doing that on even with COVID, like they were still doing it, and they had to eat this one thing, and he's just like, who would do this? Like, why? Oh my, it's just like, it was like things that kids came up with are just something so terrible, and you're just like, why would kids are mental. Fro's home.
Brutal.
Fro made it home.
Fro's home. He's here. Okay, Demolition Man.
Yes, Demolition Man. 3 shells.
You want my summation?
I don't know what they're for. All right, quiet, please.
All right. This movie is unwatchable without Sandy Bullock.
100%.
If you take her out of this movie, it's
not even
completely unwatchable. Like I like Wesley Snipes.
Yes.
His acting is freaking terrible in this movie.
Terrible. Well, I mean, look at the time. Look at where he was at in his career.
Right.
You know, he'd done New Jack City. You know, he was making all kinds of money. You know, he was the hit, man. He was the new guy. You know, he's a karate guy. You know, Blade was coming up, or he'd already done Blade. I think Blade was coming up. Yeah. So like he was banking, bro. He was.
I'm wondering if because I love Blade. So I wonder if I rewatch it. I thought I loved Demolition Man too, until I watched it tonight, and I'm like, I really don't like this movie that much. But I wonder if I rewatch Blade, if that same thing would happen.
Yes. Oh, because he's a douche in Blade. He's terrible in Blade.
Right. But the one where Ryan Reynolds was in, like Blade 2 or 3, was pretty dope.
Well, because it was.
Or maybe I could be thinking wrong though.
No, Ryan Reynolds is 2, and it was terrible. Like, those were terrible too. But there again, you watch them. I thought Blade 1 was good. I thought Demolition Man, you know, there's a special place in my heart because of Demolition Man. Like, I've been a Sylvester Stallone fan, so it's like he can almost do no wrong, but I'll watch it anyways because it's like even the crappy ones, I'll still be like, oh, it's Sylvester Stallone, man. Like, I remember when Planet Hollywood. Remember the restaurant Planet Hollywood?
Yeah.
And you know, it was just filled with. Oh yeah. So we went to the one in Hawaii when we went there because I was like, dude, they have a Planet Hollywood. And I was like, they do? oh, I can't wait to go. And you walk in, the first thing you got the giant Terminator, and then
Yeah.
Sylvester Stallone, his arrogant self, they have the plastic replicas of him in the clear cube from Demolition Man suspended from the
Oh,
ceiling. So I
dude.
have that the naked version of him up in the ceiling, and you're just like,
I
oh,
thought
that's Demolition
I
Man.
was like, they're fixing to show his dong right now.
Yeah.
Which very
Yeah. And that is what they have in Planet Hollywood is
Yeah.
that. And you're just like, and they have multiples of them because I've been to 2 Planet Hollywoods and they both had it. And I was like, huh, okay.
Yeah.
I had the Demolition Man poster. I was full Demolition Man. To me, the funniest thing was like, dude, no toilet paper? What does this world turn into? And he did exactly what I would have done. Just go to the little
thing and cuss. Oh, that was Dean. That was Dean as hell right there.
Dude, I'd be the brokest mother. I'd have no money.
Wait, I almost like Demolition Man is one of my wife's favorite movies.
Really?
So I almost had her come on the show, and she's like, "No, I'm not coming on the show." I was like, "What?" I haven't watched the movie, and I was like, "I'm watching it right now," and she's probably watching it, and I'm gonna catch some heat for saying that it was a terrible movie. So just know that.
And like
I told you guys the truth. I'm catching heat for it later.
Dennis Leary in Demolition Man. It was like it was at his height of popularity before he mellowed out a little bit and got the Fireman show.
There's so many famous people in this movie when you just start watching it. What was the other guy? He was in Young Guns.
Yeah.
The third wheel. I can't think of his name.
That's okay.
Dennis Leary. Okay. Yeah.
But I mean, okay, so what's with the kimonos? Like,
right.
Why would kimonos ever become the future dress? I always like watching these shows like Star Trek or Star Wars or anything that's like Blade Runner. And it seems like one of two things is going to happen. We're either going to be like the euphoric, like everything is wonderful, or the ghetto, everything is shit.
Right.
And there's no suburb.
Right.
Right. Rob Schneider. Yeah. There again. I mean, I think as a whole, the movie, you just kind of have to take it as what it was. 90s action.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like a fun watch if you've never seen it before.
Yeah.
But the thing, it's going to be like Risky Business. If you don't have no nostalgia for it and you watch it, you're like, this movie sucks.
And like Wesley Snipes almost broke the third mirror because he talked to himself a lot.
Yeah.
It was like, why is he talking to himself? But then again, he was doing that because you wouldn't follow the movie if he didn't. You'd be like, wait a minute, who's, what? He needed to talk to himself in order for the movie to make sense.
Right.
And
Yeah. There's like, can you explain the seashells to me? How do the seashells work? Does anybody know?
Dude, I've watched so many videos where they've tried to like comically explain the 3 seashells thing, and nobody. I feel that was just one of those things that's like they all said.
That was like a throw. That was probably a throwaway line or something, and they're like, "Yeah, we're just gonna put it in there because it's funny, random," and they never expected it to be some kind of strange phenomenon.
Judge Dredd was a terrible movie.
Yeah.
Like, they could have not made a movie worse than Judge Dredd, but they did a really good job at like, wow, that movie sucked so bad. Like, there again, watched it because it was Sylvester Stallone, took it for what it was, but like if you're trying to explain that movie to somebody, they're just gonna sit there and go, wait, what? And I don't even think the second chime with Judge Dredd was that good either, but at least in this one he kept his helmet on, which was the one thing that they're like, you realize Judge Dredd in the comics never takes his helmet off, right? In the first 5 minutes, his helmet's off, and it doesn't ever really go back on. And it's like, I am the law.
Yeah.
Whoa, easy. And then it turns out a guy that looks nothing like him is his twin.
There's so many cringy lines in Demolition Man when he jumps out. He's like, they got to send a maniac to get your maniac.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, don't. No.
But that was the 90s, man.
what's his name? John something. In there.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't think of
But
it.
yeah, it's okay. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
But if you're thinking now, okay, so I was watching a thing the other day where Arnold Schwarzenegger, you can pay him to come out and sit on stage with you, and you can interview him.
Yeah.
And part of the act that he does after you're done interviewing and having fun is he gets up on stage and he literally does all his one lines.
Yeah.
I'll be back. Get to the chopper. It's not a tumor. And it's like, if you think about it, if you think of him and Sly, they have 10 years of one-liners. Like,
Right.
that's all they did. Like, and
I did
that's
like
all we cared.
I did like when she's like, President Schwarzenegger. He's like, President. He's like, they
Yeah.
had to throw that little scene in there. Yeah, wasn't he an actor or something? Yeah. What'd you think about the cart or the commercial? That was their pop music.
Oh, yeah. Armor hot dogs.
Yeah.
And they're like,
no,
what?
listen, first of all, nobody's listening to that. Like Oscar Mayer, obviously, I'm an Oscar Mayer wiener,
Yeah.
No one's gonna do the Armor hot dogs one.
It was probably cheaper.
Yeah, well, they probably paid them like Taco Bell to have them in there.
Yeah. It was, but Tango and Cash. I liked Tango and Cash.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rob Schneider and Judge Dredd sucked. Yeah, I mean, let's just not even pretend Judge Dredd ever happened. But yes,
No.
the second version of Judge Dredd was better. But I look at those movies now, and I feel like if you've never watched them and you go back and watch a 90s movie, they're kind of like what Kill Bill was for us, where it was like Quentin Tarantino decided to add humor to a 90s movie and just like over accentuate the crap out of it. Like the Gunpowder and Milkshakes. It's a great movie. It's fun to watch. And if you like put these like Demolition Man in those two movies, and you didn't know that Demolition Man was supposed to be like kind of a serious action movie, you would think it's the same thing. Like, oh, this is tongue-in-cheeky fun. Like Wesley Snipes over there.
Yeah.
When did I learn karate?
Yeah.
I learned how to knit. It's like, what?
They had some Matrix vibes in that as well. That it's like, oh, they're programming them over 30 years. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you think about it, that would make sense because those are the movies that those guys grew up watching. So they would have been able to see that and be like, oh, that would be cool. Now we're just throwing
the
out
future
classic.
projections it's like what 2042 was the original, or no 2036. So like we're like what 14 years away from where their time was.
The one thing I thought was cool was the exploding foam inside of the car.
Right.
The little cop car got in an accident and the whole thing filled with foam. I thought that was cool. I was like, ooh, I like that.
Yeah, some of the ideas were cool. It's just, it's like Fast and Furious 9. I had fun watching it. I'll never watch that movie again. I've already seen it. I know what happened. I'll never watch it again. No. That's kind of how Demolition Man would be for me today. But I have the nostalgia for it, so it's like, I probably would watch it again.
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of those movies, it's like if it's on TV and you're flipping through the channels, it's like you'll watch a half hour of the movie. But to go like
sit down, get your popcorn,
because I own them all. Be like, the whole like bum bum bum. Here it comes. No.
Yeah, like it doesn't hold, because I'm trying to hold it up to like Predator, which I thought was a really good movie.
Oh yeah,
that I would watch over and over again.
But I
haven't watched it in a long time, so maybe it may be different for me now. But
no, Predator didn't, because you got to remember, Predator's like an hour and a half, hour and 45-minute movie where there's literally 30 minutes of monologue. That's it. There's no talking. It's just all one-liners.
Right.
Hey man, You hurt, man. You're bleeding. I ain't got time to bleed. You got time to duck? Stick around. Boom.
Yeah.
Go get to the chopper. If it bleeds, we can kill it. What are you?
Well, hey, you're gonna have all the lines when we do that movie. Finally, you're gonna have all the lines.
Predator?
Yeah.
Oh, I know all the lines of Predator. Dude, you gotta understand. Okay, just to date myself, we loved Predator. We recorded the movie on cassette tape.
Yeah.
Okay, this is how I know there's only like 30 minutes of lines, because we had to go hike. This is in freaking grade school when Predator came out. We had to do a hike in the Appalachian Trail. We did like a 10-mile hike, and my buddy Walkman with these 2 speakers attached to his backpack, and the 3 of us walk the trail. Kids, dude, literally kids, like middle school kids. Kick them out, drive up the road. Appalachian Trail starts here. You hop out of the van with your backpack and shit, and they just go into the woods and walk a 10-mile hike. You would never do that. The 3 of us walking through this, and we're playing Predator on
like the movie
cassette, listening to it. And dumbest idea we could ever come up with, because at some point it dawned on us that we're 3 young kids walking 10 miles in the middle of the woods. There's nothing around us, and we're listening to Predator, a story about men with guns in the woods getting killed by an alien. And the sound effects that were coming from the woods that we were really in weren't too far from the woods that we were hearing on the movie. And we're like, maybe we should shut that off.
Right.
This is dumb. You set us up. You copped up. You trumped up the story, fed it to Hopper, and dropped us all into a meat grinder.
Yeah. I'm gonna invite the Governor on for that episode when we have it.
Oh, dude, I would. My heart would be all fluttered.
I have an idea for next week. So we've already agreed on Black Widow, right?
Yes, 100%.
Okay. So the first 2 people that email sidejagshow@gmail.com, they want to be on the show next week, 8:45 p.m. on a Thursday. We'll have them on the show.
That's 9:45 Eastern time.
Right. Well, I'm
Central.
talking about the only one that matters.
Yeah.
The flyover states matters. No, the flyover states. That's where we're at.
No, nobody cares about your states, man.
Yeah. Yes.
It's just where hey, dump the load. Yeah, no doubt. That would be great. I'd like to have anybody on the show. That was the original plan. So 2 things. One, you have to be financially enough to have paid to watch the movie either in the theater or on Disney Plus, because like on Disney Plus it's $30.
Right.
But obviously movie tickets like $7. So you have to have watched the movie. That's key. So, or be planning on watching the movie next week, because if you don't watch the movie, then you kind of be like, you're a douche. I know we didn't talk about the food aspect of this. Did you have a food real quick?
For which one?
Any of them.
I'll tell you.
Obviously Taco Bell would be the winner there.
Right. I'll tell you what. I got myself. We got a new barbecue place called Blue Ember. I had the special ops, which is not a Dean meal because it does have beef brisket. So it has beef brisket. It has sausage, jalapeno pineapple sausage, which is killer.
Oh yes, 100%.
You could just minus the brisket, and then it's got pork on top of it, and that's on the sandwich. And then you also get a single rib, and then a side of beans.
I like coleslaw and beans because I mix the 2 together, which is weird, but coleslaw and beans together are phenomenal. On the barbecue tip, real quick before we end this, when we were in Tennessee, I bought this white Tennessee barbecue sauce that they have, and they had it in Publix, which was funny. And I've only had it one other time, where Sonny's, the local, like I call it fast food chain barbecue place, had like buffalo, had their wings dipped in this stuff. And I was like, this stuff's really good. So when I saw it on the shelf at Publix, I was like, the night we grilled, I was like, I'm buying this. And we had ice pack with us, so I brought it home. And that was actually what I had on my salad tonight for dressing. Because it's like, there's no fat, there's no calories, there's no sugar, there's no. I was like, this is better than salad dressing. What the fuck? I was like, wow, this is yummy stuff. jalapeno pizza folded in half with jalapeno chips. Now you're starting to sound like Fernando, William. Good grief. Oh,
That's
I
like
mean,
you can't have that very late. Like I get heartburn, so I can eat the jalapenos earlier in the day. The hot sauce got to be early in the day. I can't eat it for dinner.
I don't know. Modium can be your friend. That's all I got to say.
Oh no, dude! I've made that mistake once, and I didn't use the bathroom for like 2 weeks.
I don't have that 2-week problem. Mine's like
Yeah.
2 or 3 days usually. Like the last couple days of vacation, I was like, we gotta go for a ride. That didn't sit well.
Yeah.
Popping Imodium. I'm like, that's still not stopping. So too late. I'm like, the rest of this month is gonna suck. Crap. Valentina hot sauce. That's the preferred method of Fernando. Actually, today while we were on the show on Instagram, he was eating his chips and he's smothering them all in Van. Dude, he'll get the hot Dorito and just cover them in Valentina sauce. And I'll be like, could you just left one? Like, I love Valentina sauce. I'll eat Valentina sauce on stuff, but I don't layer my hot sauce. It's like, pick one.
No, dude, you got dry. The move is to get the pork rinds, plain pork rinds, put the hot sauce in the bag, shake them up. Oh,
yeah.
Can't beat it.
So that was one thing at Dolly World that they had was they made pork rinds there on set, as it were. Yeah. And dude, they had a pillowcase size of pork rinds you could buy.
Wow.
And as soon as Haley sees those, immediately, I mean, what do you think she said as soon as she saw those?
I don't know. What? Tell me, because I'm trying to think.
What do you think Haley would say when she saw his pork rinds?
Dude.
No, fucking ooh. Just straight up ooh. Yeah, it's like ooh.
Yeah, that does make sense.
Oh yeah. So all right, I know what I was going to ask you, and it sucks we're running out of time, or we ran out of time. Driving food. What's your favorite driving food? Because you go on these massive road trips all the time. What do you do for driving food?
Those Bucky nuggets. I'm telling you, man, they're like they're like cheese puffs, but they got cinnamon and sugar or honey or something.
I'm cool with the Bucky nuggets, but I'm just saying, like when you're driving to Oklahoma to go hang out and be number 2 on kicker, what are you snacking on while you're driving to stay awake?
I like beef jerky. I like beef jerky. I don't mind sunflower seeds. That's another one that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And like Starburst jelly beans.
Okay.
Or Laffy Taffies, but throw away all the yellows.
Of course. That's a gimme. I think we all know that by now.
Right.
So I like pretzels. I like just salted pretzels because I'll just sit there and break them into pieces. And anyways, so kind of like sunflower seed. And Sue bought a bag of beef jerky. So at some point during the trip, she has this teriyaki beef jerky that she opens up inside of the van we rented.
And of course ruins it, dude. That's
and
one
Haley
bad part.
Just goes, "Oh my God, that is the most disgusting smell ever." And what makes it even worse, Sue's sleeping in the back. She's gonna hate me for this. She's sleeping in the back, and Haley and I are up front.
And I'm just like, "Hey, yo!"
And we're driving. She wasn't awake for this. We're driving through town. I don't know where the hell we were. But oh my God, she let a beef jerky teriyaki fart out. And I'm here to tell you, we had to roll the windows down. We're doing 70, 80 miles an hour, man. Yeah. I'm like, I'm crying between the smell and just laughing because Haley's losing her freaking mind over there. Like, oh my God, this is so bad. I'm just like, I can roll the windows down and we can solve this. I'm venting the rear windows because I'm like, oh my God. And she sleeps through the whole thing. It was wonderful. And then as soon as she wakes up, Haley's like, oh, just that beef jerky was disgusting. She's like, why? Did you have some? She's like, no, you farted. And I was like, oh, slow down. Pretzel time, pretzel in VW. Yeah, pretzels. Yeah. So I just thought it was hilarious because, But anyways.
I mean, listen, if you're driving a long period of time, there's going to be farts. Farts are part of road trips. Like, I try to, unfortunately for everybody riding with me, I wanted to smell it before I roll down the window.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm waiting around like, I wonder if they're going to smell this. And then, of course, like you get your arm punched as soon as they smell it. Like, you get that, hey, what are you, roll the window down.
Combos are another good one. I like combos. Almonds, cashews, and sunflower seeds for sure. Pretzels. The dough pretzels with the cheesy for the win. Yeah, that's the combos. Okay, yeah, not like a lady. Well, she was asleep, so. But so yeah, it was like, so then they had that, and they had M&Ms, which I don't think anybody ever ate. And then, dude, so then they bought cheesy poofs, and I'm like, dude, you can't eat cheesy poofs while you're driving because then you get cheesy fingers. I'm like, no, you can't do that. You screwed up. But one that really is nice is Ruffles has their new puffs. They look like they look like
3D
stop
ones.
signs. Yeah. Not the Doritos kind, but they're like open and you can see through them like a Life cereal. Those are phenomenal. Pizza combos. I like combos too. But
combos are
I just, dude, combos are the best, but man, you feel really bad after eating a whole bag of those when you look at the bag and go, oh, that was only like 10,000 calories. All right, well, I guess I won't eat for the next 2 days. You know,
but I always get with the sweet snacks. You know, I like the sweet, and the beef jerky. You can't always do beef jerkies. It stinks. Just you ain't got to fart for it to stink up the car.
No. As soon as you open the bag, you're just like, dude, roll the window down. Yeah, it's so bad. It's so bad. I think we still have some of it in the refrigerator. I was like, oh, make it disappear. But it's so gross. Hey man, farting in a video is fun. And let me tell you what, one of the best moments when I'm editing a video is when I fart. Like I'll be talking and I'll have to fart and I'll be like, and I'll be like, do I leave that in the video? Because I start laughing immediately and the girls look and go, he must have farted in the video. I'll be like, yeah, it's pretty cool. So sometimes I'll leave it just to see if people will catch it. It's like, and then when they do, I'll be like, yes. And they'll always like, oh my God, Dean farted at minute, whatever. It's like, we know what minute he farted at. Okay. It's okay. We don't have to tell everyone. Let them live through the experience.
Right. We all fart. Hey, it's weird.
Yeah, we all fart. It's great on camera. Sometimes I can't let it go out because it's like it's wrong for the video. But I know it's one of those things where it's like, why don't I keep these audio clips?
Well, I did watch a video. Sometimes it's going to be loud. Sometimes it's going to be loud smell-wise. So you never know what's going to be.
Yeah. But as soon as I have to fart, I immediately quiet so the camera will pick it up. So I'll be talking and I'll be like, oh. I'm like, and I'll keep talking.
I'm sure Fernando loves that.
He can't hear it. He's in his own little world, dude. Let me tell you what. We've worked together so long that it's like, unless we're talking specific, like, dude, I was thinking about this the other day. We were talking and we'll be talking about a subject and we'll literally stop talking about that subject for like an hour and we'll just literally pick right up where we left off. It'd be like, in this, and we'll work for an hour and that, and you're like, but we totally know what happened. It's like, both of us had to do something that we had to focus on what we were doing. And then when we, we'll go right back to it. And it's funny. Or we'll be like, what were we talking about? That seemed really important at the time. Yeah, didn't it?
Well, like, I've been working with the same guys for 20 years. So when someone farts, by the smell of it who did it.
Oh,
that's how bad it is. So it's like, you did that because you stink in a very certain way. And I know how you stink, unfortunately.
And let me tell you what, Fernando doesn't smell them, but I know he's got a time every day where he needs to escape to do his, to read his phone for 20 minutes. And if he misses that window, like he's doing something, I'll be like, oh, I'll start I'll be, oh my God, dude, stop what you're doing.
Go take care of that.
Go vacate, please, for the love of God.
Before we log out, I was at Derek's. It's me, my buddy JDR, and Derek. We're all at Derek's house. We're out working in the labs, messing around. And I'm like, I better walk outside, outside the garage. Dude, I go out there, and I'm like, all right, it's not that bad. I turn around, those dudes are like, oh my God. I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, you guys took me to this freaking Mexican place. It just ruined me.
Rule number one, don't give me beans. Yeah,
exactly. Especially not ones from a sketchy Mexican restaurant.
And this has been Fart Talk, with Dean and Hi-Fi.
Hey, farts are funny.
Farts are funny. Farts are the best for sure. So anyways, we're going to end it here. So if you are capable of watching Black Widow and you would like to be part of the show, email us at You got to tell us. I don't
Go
remember.
ahead. No. You do it.
Wait,
sidejagshow@gmail.com.
I wasn't paying attention. I'm not gonna lie.
I know. I knew you weren't. That's why I wanted to put you on the spot.
I'm fine with being put on the spot. I get put on the spot all the time.
Yeah.
I'll be standing up in front of a crowd and be like, I had something I was going to say, but it's
Yeah.
we
Completely.
sidejagged it, so I got to remember where I was. That's the one thing I've learned when I do classes is that originally I hated slides. Now I love slides because slides keep me focused.
Right.
It's
exactly.
like, what was that? Oh, I was talking about that. Cool. Let's keep going. Because you tangent like a mother, and it's just like, oh, it sucks. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching this week. Thank you guys for being part of the show. Thank you for putting up with us and playing along in the side. You guys have a great rest of your week, and we will see you back here next week at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. I'm sorry, 9:45 Eastern Standard Time, 8:45 Central. There you go, through your bone. All right, see ya.
Yeah, we'll see you. Bye. Side Jag Show.